it's not going to be the standard slide-by-slide narration. It will play out like a movie. So first, these are the 2 QR codes that will lead you there on the second slide, so I'll put those up at the end again. But first, I'm a big believer in making your life as easy as possible. If you guys haven't tried this yet, I have all of my files available on my phone as well as my computer. So anything I do, I never take my school computer home. It stays at my classroom, but anything I do on my computer is automatically synced to both my phone and my tablet. If you haven't done that yet, it's called OneDrive. We have access to it for free, and because we are part of the district, you get 5 licenses to Microsoft Office. So not only do you have access to OneDrive and all of your files, but you also have access to all the different versions of Microsoft software. If you haven't downloaded it yet, there's an app on both the Google Store and the iPhone Store, which will allow you to log in using your district password. So if you haven't done it yet, this QR code will lead you right to the district's website where you can download the software and install it on your device. All you have to know, and this is the part that's not obvious, is your login there is your Lawson number and hcps.net. For whatever reason, these instructions tend to get lost, even though I think Carol has posted them about 3 dozen times. But they just get buried. Hillsborough County Public Schools.net, and the password is your one password for everything. Once you do that, the website will bring you to the thing on the left, which shows you a way in which you can access your files. In the upper left-hand corner of this screen here is the SharePoint drive. If you click that, you get access to your files and all the web versions of all of the Microsoft apps. You can also, right from here, download either onto your tablet or onto your computer all of the Office apps. Now, if you've done all that, I wasn't trying to waste your time, but Mr. Baer suggested that a lot of people hadn't seen or know how to do this yet. So this is all, could take you about 5 to 7 minutes, and once you're set up, just so you know, your students have this as well. So it's really hard for them to say, I don't have access to any of that. They have access to it. The moment they either have a smartphone or access to a computer, they have access to their files at home, and anything you share with them can also be sent to their SharePoint as well. So, if you haven't integrated this into your phone, I would encourage you to consider some kind of file sharing service. There are so many available, and they will speed up all of the things you tend to do in the classroom. I never present from my computer. I am always presenting from my phone, or I'm presenting from my tablet so I can walk around the classroom. A few things you might need. There are a few purchases you might need to make that happen, but you can really get your classroom outfitted to allow you to wander the classroom holding your phone as your way of doing your PowerPoint, and on your phone you can draw on the phone screen and it puts it right up on your projector so that you can highlight words and click back through slides. It really gives you a lot of freedom. You can do it all for about $30. So once our lead money comes in, it really doesn't cost very much. I just put this up here because it totally integrates right into your file system, into your phone.
Yeah, but you have Google.
I have them all because there's always somebody at some conference who's got it on something else, and so you need to get a copy of it.
Yeah.
These don't cost anything except for Dropbox if you pay for its bigger service. All of them are free to use. So if you have one of them and somebody says, I only have it on Box or I only have it on Google Drive, well, then you've got it right then too, and you can always migrate it to wherever you want it. Sorry, I did all those things. So the ways to reach the kids, I believe in putting it up on YouTube. It's fast and it's easy. It might not be the best for yours, but if you've ever tried to play a video through Edsby, it's just frustrating, and they can't do it on their phone, but they can play anything off of YouTube. So I always upload right to YouTube and put the link on Edsby so they can click through and watch it from their phone. They already are doing that, so all you have to do when you're getting ready to start your PowerPoint is, instead of hitting slideshow like you normally would, you want to find that button on PowerPoint, which is located in the middle of the top of the screen. It says record slideshow. The only difference is that when you begin to do that, this thing will pop up asking if you want to record your narration and you want to record your slide and transition. So click the buttons for what you want. I would really encourage you to say narration, ink, and laser. This means that when you draw up on the screen, it's going to be also recording that while you go. So you hit start recording, and that's exactly what I did to start this slideshow. So I've been recording this PowerPoint the whole time, and as we've been going through the slides, everything I've said has been presented right here. So you just start your slideshow as normal. Your first slide pops up, the next slide's up there. You get the presenter window that you're normally used to seeing if you use your computer. They see nothing but regular slideshow like you're seeing right now. So I have my presenter window, which also gives me my timings in the upper left-hand corner, shows me how long I've been recording, which based on interruptions in our classroom and our class times always being changed from day to day, you'll know when the bell's about to ring because you know exactly the running time of how long you've been going and how long your recording is going to be. So, end of this, instead of, when you're done with the entire presentation, which I'm not yet, but if you're done with the entire presentation, you quit the presentation as normal by just escaping out of the presentation. But instead of saving it the way you would normally save it, you can export it out as a video. Now, if you do save it like you would normally save a PowerPoint, and by the way, if you use SharePoint and OneDrive, it is continuously saving in the background so that you never lose your file. So that's one thing that you might not know about, but their autosave feature is very good, but you have to save it on OneDrive. You can't just save it anywhere you want on your computer. It has to be within the OneDrive folders on your computer. But if you do that, it automatically turns autosave on. And it's kind of nice because if you happen to not save your document before you leave for work and you get home and you want to edit it, say on your tablet, it picks up right where you left off. It is very transparent. In fact, when I was making this, I was taking screenshots using my tablet so I could insert them right into the PowerPoint as I was going to try and make it, as to be honest, take as least amount of time as possible. And that made it so that it wasn't destroying my old version, but it was keeping my version fresh and always saving it from either device at the same time, as if I was collaborating with myself. If you just finish the PowerPoint and save it, the PowerPoint file itself now contains all of those timings. You can play it right from PowerPoint. But if you take the extra minute and hit export, like it's the end of class, and instead of just saving it, because it's already been auto-saved for you, if you choose export and choose video file, while you're at your door between classes, it's taking that entire PowerPoint and making your video file for you. By the time you get back 6 minutes later, you're going to have the completed movie of the file, which you can upload right to YouTube at that moment. It usually takes me about 30 seconds to upload that lecture, because that's about the amount of time it takes for it to be uploaded onto YouTube. And the only thing you have to worry about when you upload to YouTube is after you upload it, you grab the URL for your unique video, cut and paste it into Edsby. So that means your students really don't have any way of saying, I didn't know what you did yesterday. Yes, you do. And you know everything I said in class. If you want it, it's there. So school business, that tummy ache, that trip to the beach, that there's really no excuses any longer. And I tell the students that it's their responsibility. If they don't come in prepared the next day, it's really on them because they had every opportunity to access what was there before. And if you're the kind of person who's trying to run a flipped classroom, you're already going to practice your PowerPoint probably, maybe quickly, but if you spend a few extra seconds, you can do this entire thing here on your phone instead of on a computer. I sit on the couch using the screen recorder and do the exact same thing, kind of watching the TV but talking into my phone, just wearing my AirPods, and I say the whole thing I'm going to say, and when I'm done, it just saves the movie. So if you want to learn how to do this on your phone, it takes about another 5 minutes worth of training, and you could truly do this almost anywhere. So you're going to be out the next day and you didn't really have something you wanted to prepare, you can have that up on YouTube in about 30-45 minutes and be all the way done, and you have a good solid lesson the kids can follow the next day. So a few things you might want to keep in mind if you are interested in doing this. Although I am using the computer's built-in microphone right now, that's not great. It's going to pick up everything that's going on around in the room as well, which is great if you want a kid's question to make it onto this. Not so great if you're getting the door opening and closing, or you're getting other distractions that are going on in the room. I would recommend even a wired headset. Something inexpensive would work. Like I said, I happen to have a pair of AirPods. I use those, and it records really pretty clear for me, and it blocks out most of the other distractions. A few other things that you might want to realize is not only can you do it this way, you don't have to be tethered to the computer. As I said, I tend to walk around on my phone, and I was going to switch this over you to show you how different it is, but due to the time constraints we have, really don't think that's appropriate. But it is quite simple. In fact, I've been working on a wireless way to do it in my room, so I can walk anywhere in the room without having a wire. But assuming that that's not really for you, these are the kind of things that you would need. They're inexpensive. In the long run, they're kind of expensive if you're using Apple products, because they're going to charge you the max for everything. But you can get 100 feet of VGA cord, which means you can really be in any point in your room if you want. That's $20-something. Our lead money comes out in a little while. It's a pretty simple, straightforward purchase. If you have a Android phone with a USB-C out, then you want a USB-C to HDMI or VGA. They look like this. They're pretty easy, pretty small. Just keep it in your desk drawer. If you have an Apple product, you're probably looking at a lightning cable to VGA.
Why do we need those?
This will allow you to project from your phone and won't tether you to wherever your computer is in your classround.
Unless you have a smart board and then you download the application.
Yeah, if you have a smart board, I don't. Unfortunately, we don't have any. My experience with smart boards has been they're just so cumbersome. I don't really like the way in which it operates. This gives me a lot more flexibility.
But the iPhone connects to the smart board right away. I had it in Basque.
I'm unfamiliar with that.
We don't have them.
No. Yeah, but I'm unfamiliar with it, so I couldn't speak to it. Aside from that, if you want any copies of the instructions, I went through fast, but they're on a PDF. I will also allow, these QR codes will get you either the PDF or will get you to the presentation. If you don't want it that way, I will just post it in internal so you can have access to either one of those, and the QR codes will take you there. I use QR codes a lot in my classroom. The kids all have phones, so if they need to have go right to the YouTube channel, I'll post the QR codes for the previous day's videos. Sometimes it's sitting on the board when they walk in, so they just can QR code it and bring it right up if they want. If you are interested in what I use for presentation software in the classroom,